Yes, you can. It doesn't make that much noise. And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my spoiler talk for Coming to America to I was going to say Netflix, an Amazon original movie. Obviously, they bought it. So I'm going to get straight into it. This is your warning. Do give me a thumbs up, and let's talk about some of those moments that we really enjoyed down in the comments. I'm going to mention two ones that I kind of wanted to pose to you guys, and then we can chat in the comments. Maybe I'm too woke as a modern day man now, and well, you'll find out now. Let's get into it. So the first one I wanted to talk about was this premise of the whole film, really. The fact that Eddie Murphy's character, the king, well, the now king, has a son, a son that he didn't know. This is the whole premise. The fact that he's given birth to, well, he hasn't given birth. His wife gave birth to three daughters, and so he was like, I'm not gonna have an heir. And the whole thing about the heritage of his country is that you must have a son to kind of pass over your kingdom to, and he's kind of unaware that his daughter wants to take the kingdom, and she's been training that for his whole life. Then he's second in command, the one that's always been there with him, the one that traveled with him the first time to America, says to him, actually, you do have a son. And they're like, what? And he's like, no, I've never cheated on my wife. I've been honorable. And he tells him about the day he brought two women back to their apartment in America, a little kind of flat place. He took one lady and they had their time. And then he talks about... Eddie Murphy himself talks about this moment where this woman sat on the couch with him. They weren't doing anything, and then she passed him some sort of drug. We don't know whether it's weed or something stronger. And then he had a massive hallucination of a boar, I believe, and that was like grinding on him. And it was then that he realized, oh wait, that was her on top of me having sex with me. So the question I'm posing to you, because immediately his reaction after that was he was strangling his friend because he didn't know. And so they're trying to say that he didn't know that that was what was happening. He didn't know that he had a son the whole time. Is that sexual assault? And is this whole film based on that? So that's where my mind went during this film. I've spoken to a friend of mine who's also a film critic, and he said, as a dude, there's no way you wouldn't know. But if he was hallucinating so much that he thought it was a boar grinding on him, and he didn't know to this day, and his reaction was to strangle his friend, then the film itself is saying that the character didn't know, which means it is assault. And so either I'm too woke, or that's what the film is based on. So chat to me in the comments below, let me know what you think. And that was just one of the moments. And so we have this whole kingdom who they kind of say that the men there, or whoever gets bathed, kind of get a happy ending. I guess that's what they call it, because one of the again, he's keepers he's second in command, who seems to needs to be relieved occasionally, has these bath keepers that wash him, and he gets a happy ending. And so when his son comes, these three women come to him and say, oh, we're going to wash you. And he says, naked. And there's a bit of insinuation there, but it could be innocent, so you could let that go. But he goes and speaks to his mother, who's in the bathtub, big jacuzzi bathtub, and she's kind of smiling. You kind of think something's going on, but you're not sure. And she says, well, in this society, in this country, they have their own rules and religions. You kind of just have to go with it. And so he nods and leaves. So then we have this big, black, strapping African-American dude pop out of the water, and he says, it's clean. Obviously, he's been going down on her, and she goes, not quite, please go again. And so now I'm left with okay, that could be funny if it was consensual. It felt like because he's a servant that he was told to do that, and that was the part of the cleaning, and then he had to go down on her again. And so again, I'm left with thinking, okay, so I'm taking this too seriously, obviously. Am I just a woke 40-year-old dude who's like, that shouldn't be happening in this time? Or is that actually just an underbelly of nastiness in a film that's meant to be a comedy, bringing this kind of storyline into the modern day, and that shouldn't be the thing that's happening or represented in a film like this? That's the two main spoiler bits I was going to talking about. Obviously, there are other fantastic cameos. Morgan Freeman doing the voice, being there as the funeral. We've had so many of those. Salt and Pepper, I thought was brilliant seeing them. the barbershop scenes with Eddie Murphy playing multiple characters, his end credit scene, which I thought was excellent, their fighting scene with the sticks with three daughters, I thought that was quite special. And as the story we get that fruition, I was hoping that the daughter would be queen. Then the son is the ambassador. It all finishes very nice and it feels right. But if you're watching that and you're thinking with those two moments that that is the underbelly, the root of the whole thing, then I'm like, maybe I'm just reading into it much. People are just going to say, you're such a snowflake. Get over it, man. It's not what they meant at all. And if that is the case, that's fine. I hold up my hands. But I just wanted to kind of talk about it, and you guys can let me know in the comments. Just kind of holding my hand in my heart, saying, so I had those thoughts. Did you think those things, or am I reading too much into it? Thanks for watching this. Most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.